I've been a long-haul trucker for just under 10 years. It's not glamorous, but it's steady work. I'm used to the late nights, the isolation, the miles and miles of empty highway. Hell, I even like it most days. But what happened to me back in 2019, in the middle of Oregon's backcountry, made me question every quiet mile I'd ever driven. It was mid-October. I was moving a load of produce from Salem, Oregon, down to Reno, Nevada. Easy job. I'd done the route a dozen times. The only complication was the client had some scheduling mess-ups and told me I had to drive through the night to make delivery on time. No big deal. I was used to night hauls. I fueled up, checked my mirrors, cleaned my windshield, and headed out around 10:30 p.m. It started raining almost immediately. You ever see the kind of rain that doesn't fall? The kind that hangs in the air like static electricity? It wasn't pouring, but the moisture was thick, sticky. It clung to everything. Even with my wipers on full speed, the windshield looked like a fogged-up shower door. The road was empty. No other cars, no lights, just black trees on either side of the two-lane road, standing like sentries in the dark. I was cruising through the edge of Klamath National Forest, miles from the nearest town, when that weird feeling hit me. You know the one, when your instincts start whispering that something's off. No real reason, just something scratching at the edge of your thoughts. At first, I tried to brush it off. Maybe it was the weather, maybe the lack of sleep. I cranked the radio. Static. I scanned until I picked up an old country station and left it there, even though the signal kept fading in and out. Something about that fading twang made the silence worse. Around 2 a.m., I saw a sign for a rest stop up ahead. Normally, I wouldn't have pulled in. I wasn't tired. I wasn't behind schedule. But something in my gut said, "Stop." I pulled in slowly. The place looked ancient. The wooden sign was weathered and half covered in moss. There was a single picnic table under a wooden awning that looked like it had been built during the Cold War. The lights were long dead. The only illumination came from my own headlights, cutting through the rain like two thin blades. There were no other vehicles, no vending machines, no security cameras. I turned off the engine and listened. Silence, not even bugs, no wind, just the faint hiss of the rain. Something about the quiet was wrong. Still, I got out. I figured I'd stretch, maybe take a leak in the bushes since there was no visible bathroom. The second my boots hit the wet pavement, a chill ran up my spine. The air was colder here, heavy. I lit a cigarette, took a long drag, exhaled and watched the smoke mingle with the mist. I turned toward the trees, just watching the silhouettes sway gently in the wind. But there was no wind. The trees weren't moving. That's when I saw her. At first, I thought it was just a trick of the light, some weird reflection from the rain. But no, she was standing maybe 20 feet away, just inside the tree line. She wasn't moving, just standing there, stiff, rigid. She wore a pale beige coat that clung to her body from the rain. Her arms hung limply at her sides. Her head was down, chin nearly touching her chest. Long black hair stuck to her face like wet seaweed. I froze. My first thought was, she needs help. I took a cautious step forward. "Ma'am, you okay?" No response. "Do you need help?" I raised my voice just a little. Still nothing. Her head didn't move. Her arms didn't twitch. It was like she was carved from stone. I walked a little closer. Something in me screamed to turn back, but I forced it down. What if she was in trouble? What if she'd been in a wreck and wandered out here? "Are you hurt?" That's when she moved. Not a step, not a shift, just her face. She tilted her head up slowly, so slowly, and looked straight at me. Even now, years later, I still have nightmares about that face. Her eyes were too far apart. Her mouth hung open like her jaw was broken. But I swear I saw her smile. And her smile wasn't just wrong, it was impossible. It stretched far too wide, corner to corner, a line that nearly reached her ears. It looked surgically altered, forced. Her skin was the color of wet ash, eyes like dirty pearls, lifeless. I stumbled back, nearly dropping my cigarette. She didn't blink. I turned and walked, fast, back to the truck. Didn't run. Running felt like it would trigger something. I climbed into the cab, slammed the door, locked it. I sat there for a moment, breathing hard, staring at the windshield. She was gone. I turned the engine over. Headlights flicked on. Nothing. No sign of her. I peeled out of that rest stop so fast I nearly slid off the road. It wasn't until 10 minutes later that I checked the side mirror, and there she was. Not on the road, not in the trees, but clinging to the back of my trailer, just barely visible in the red glow of the taillights. White face pressed against the metal doors, long hair fluttering as if underwater. Then, gone. Vanished in a blink. I made it to a gas station just outside of Alturas and parked under the bright canopy lights. I went inside, probably pale as a ghost. The woman behind the counter looked up and instantly frowned. "You okay?" she asked. I nodded slowly. "Yeah, just weird night. I saw someone back at that rest stop." "Which one?" she asked, and I gave her the rough location. Her face drained of color. "That place has been closed for years," she said. "Nobody goes there anymore. Too many stories. Too many missing people." I laughed nervously. "You serious?" She nodded. "There was a woman, years back, broke down nearby, walked into the woods to look for help, they think. They found her body 10 days later." She lowered her voice. "They said she was smiling when they found her." I don't take that route anymore. Even if it adds hours to my haul, I'll avoid that stretch of highway like it's cursed. Because I swear, some nights when I park just off the road, in the dark, with no sound but the hum of the engine, I feel her again, like she's standing just outside the cab, waiting.